Earlier this year, the National Association of Realtors settled a lawsuit levied against the organization that clarifies how real estate agents and clients will work together. Today, we're going to discuss on what this settlement means specifically for buyers.
Hi, we're Jody and Glenn Meter, your Rocket City Realtors with Rocket City Homes at Legend Realty in Huntsville. And before we start discussing the changes, please know that just about everyone, buyers, sellers, real estate agents, attorneys, lenders, everyone, are still learning this new process, and things may continue to change in the near future until everyone is knowledgeable about the changes.
Overall, in our opinion, more things have stayed the same than have actually changed. Additionally, while this new process should be similar throughout most of the country, we are discussing the process specific to North Alabama area and how we work with our clients. These changes actually went into effect on August 17th of 2024.
The first change is that before an agent can show any residential homes, whether that be in person or through a video call, buyers must sign a written agreement with the real estate agent. We realize this sounds a little crazy. We don't like to sign things in the beginning either, but it's really not that big of an issue. And there are several different types of agreements that buyers and agents can use to show a home. But when we first meet clients, we want to get to know them and to allow them to get to know us to make sure that we're all a good fit. So we use what's called a touring agreement.
This agreement does not lock the buyer into using us as their agent, nor does it commit the buyer to pay any type of a fee or a commission. It's simply an agreement between the agent and the buyer to show specific property or properties over a short duration of time that's no longer than 7 days. In addition to this touring agreement, we also share what's called the Alabama Real Estate Brokerage Service Disclosure, which clearly explains the different types of services that real estate agents can provide to clients. Again, this disclosure does not lock you into using us as an agent. It's simply an informational disclosure. While this recad form does request your signature, it is not required by law or any regulation, but it's simply appreciated since we have to have it in our paperwork.
One of the questions we received when we first started following this new requirement was, who would know if you didn't use the touring agreement? Well, as agents, we are always open to being audited. When we open a lockbox, the action is recorded at the MLS, and at any time they could ask us to send them a copy of that signed agreement. The bottom line is it's a requirement, and Glenn and I are just not willing to take the risk.
If after our time together, the buyer would like us to represent them as their buyer's agent, we will review a buyer's agency agreement that sets the terms, the fees, commissions, duration of our services, as well as a statement that clearly states that the brokerage fee and commissions are fully negotiable and not set by law. Overall, we feel like North Alabama was actually doing a pretty good job of this prior to the settlement. We've been using buyer's agency documents for years. However, it should be noted that buyer's agency forms were not utilized in all states prior to this settlement.
As it relates to fees or commissions, there are several different options available to agents and their clients. Buyers could agree to pay their agent a percentage of the purchase price of the home, or a buyer and an agent could agree to a flat fee or a variable fee based on several factors. Additionally, we can also include in any contract offer to a seller that the fee or commission should be paid by the seller. This last part is especially important to our buyers because while buyers understand and expect their agents to get paid for the services that are provided, they don't always have the resources to pay the agent themselves, in addition to coming up with the down payment and closing costs.
So here's where it gets just a bit more confusing. Under this new settlement, commission fees or rates can no longer be displayed in the multiple listing services. Now sellers can still agree to pay for a buyer's agent commission. It just can't be displayed in the MLS. So as a buyer's agent, we have to, if we have a client that's interested in a home, we'll set up the appointment to show the home to our client. If they decide that they want to put in an offer, we can make the fee or commission a part of the contract offer. If the seller does not agree to pay the buyer's agency fee, the buyer has two options. They can pay the buyer's agent commission fee themselves, or they can decide that if they want to move on and look at other properties.
In our opinion, the biggest change in how Glenn and I conduct business is that we have to have that signed touring agreement for showing homes up front. And then there's just a bit more conversation around how the buyer's agent commission will get paid. But overall, the rest is how we have always tried to conduct our business prior to this settlement.
All right, if you have any questions or comments or concerns about this settlement, please reach out and comment below. And be sure to check back here often for all things Rocket City and real estate.